In this beginner's guide to core exercise, we're going to look at some facts about the QL muscle, or the quadratus lumborum. You can see them on the screen. There are three. It's designed to be a stabilizer, essential muscle along with the obliques to enable stepping and sprinting, and then assisted by glute medius to hold the pelvis. It's designed to be a stabilizer. Now, this is important because in some regards it dictates how we exercise that muscle. Now, what most people do when they exercise this muscle is they will do, so imagine that's the pelvis, this is the spine upright. When they're exercising, they will do some sort of exercise that bends the spine to the side with the idea that as they straighten the spine back up, it trains the QL. But unfortunately, the QL doesn't work like that because it's a stabilizer, not a mover, if you want to describe it in that way. So what it does is it isometrically contracts. So it's a static contraction to be able to hold and stabilize the pelvis and the spine, and in some regards the rib cage as well. So it's that whole complex of the core that it's designed to stabilize, and it is just one piece of the puzzle as well, and that's what this guy wire idea is talking about. So if you can imagine, you've got the back of the pelvis here, and then you've kind of got the two sides and then the front here. You've then got the spine coming up the back. Now, in order to stabilize the spine, as you can see here, it joins on to each of the lumbar vertebra. So it's sort of 1, 2, 3. Excuse my poor drawing as well. So there's the 5 lumbar, and then you've got it on the other side. So we've got this sort of guy wire type mechanics going on here, in the way that when it statically contracts, essentially what it's doing is it's holding the spine upright. Now, these aren't the only guy wires. You've got ones that are further away from the spine, that join onto the spine and sort of go down further away. You've got some that come down the front, and you've also got some that come down the back. Obviously, the QL is kind of going off to the side. So you've got this kind of guy wire here, off the front, off the back. So what you're trying to create is this solid structure that the spine is being held down on. So that's what we mean by it's a stabilizer and it works like a guy wire. It's a static contraction that holds the pelvis, the spine, and the rib cage together. We build on top of this. It's an essential muscle along with the obliques to enable stepping and sprinting. So if we take that idea that it's a stabilizer, it statically contracts. So the pelvis must be lifted on the side of the up leg. Now, the up leg is the leg that's up. So what's happening is we've got the pelvis here. We've got the spine coming up here, and if we just use that as the pelvis, you've then got, as the leg is lifted, so as that leg is lifted and you've got that leg down, what needs to happen here is this pelvis needs to stay in this position. So what happens is these muscles, the QL and the obliques, will contract to hold it up, because if they don't contract, that pelvis is going to drop down, and then when that foot hits the floor, the opposite is going to happen. So you're going to have this pelvis that's constantly, what I should say is there is movement to it. There needs to be some sort of movement to it, like a fluidity to it, which is fine. That's the muscles working correctly. But if it's dropping and then going up and dropping, then that's the muscle not working properly. So what we need to do, so this is in some respects starting to form the exercises that we choose. If we choose side bending, we're not using the QL as it's designed to be used. If we use carries, stepping, walking, loaded walking, i.e. farmer's carry, suitcase carry, then we're training the QL. But also, when I say we're training the QL, it's obliques, it's glutes, it's abdominal wall, because all of these muscles are all players in the game. They're all pieces in the puzzle that need to work together. It's like a watch. You need all the different cogs to be working together for the watch to work correctly. The muscles of the core are exactly the same, or the muscles of the body are exactly the same. I introduced this briefly in the last slide, but we are talking about QL, obliques, and glute medius. or that's the one we're talking about now. But we've also got, as you can see here, you've got all the erector spinae muscles, so they'll play a role. You've got the abdominal wall on the front, the rectus abdominis, the external obliques as well. So you've got all of those muscles which are players in the game. Latissimus dorsi is another one. But it's assisted by glute medius to hold the pelvis. So where we've talked about the QL being the guy wire between all of these vertebrae, so you can sort of see how it's designed and how I've drawn it all the way up. So there's all your guy wires coming down. You've got also erector spinae muscles coming down here. You've got obliques coming down through here as well. What you've also got to help stabilize the pelvis is glute medius. So if we've got the femoral neck here and then the femur sort of bone here, we've got glute medius, which basically wraps its way around here and then comes down and joins on to the femur just there. So again, when we are stepping, when we are walking, when we are sprinting, this muscle will contract to hold the pelvis, and then across, this muscle will contract. Internal, external obliques will contract, all to hold this pelvis and this spine as best or as functionally advantageous in a position as it can. Obviously, the more dysfunctional these muscles become, the more side bending, the more rotation you will get at the pelvis and at the lumbar spine. Now, that's not to say it should be completely static, because it shouldn't. There should be a degree of movement there, because it needs that degree of fluidity to, in some respects, use it as a bit of like a lubricant for the joint. But what it shouldn't be is excessive. And this is the part that we're talking about. So when we talk about then exercising, as I've mentioned, it should be certainly for the lateral core, which the QL can be included in. It would be stepping, carrying. Obviously, side planks will play their part within that, but stepping, carrying, rack carrying, and suitcase carrying, sort of down to the side. Farmers carries, because anything that we can get into a single leg stance and then hold a weight in the opposite hand, we're going to be engaging those muscles of the core. But that will be for a future video. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an understanding of the QL, how it's trained, and some of its anatomy, and in some respects some of its functional anatomy and how it's working. So many thanks for watching. My name is Chris. I'll speak to you in the next tutorial.